Welcome back to Eden Zero Anime Review, episode number 11. This is basically talking about the 11th episode of the anime Sister Ivry. Of course, we're still in the Guild this arc. We're basically covering chapters 24 to 26 of the manga. Which means that next week, it's definitely the finale for this arc, which, wow, this is quite something, though, that we have an actual arc for this anime that actually is more than just 3 or 4, at least about more than about three to four episodes. This one's basically almost 5 episodes. Jeez, damn. That's a lot. 5 episodes, damn. Actually, it's more like freaking 6. Yep, 6 episodes this one's covering. So, we have like 3 major things happen in this episode. First, we continue to fight. We have left out for last week, Shiki taking on the Space Ninja. Battle goes for a pretty good period of time until the sister shows up with one of her subordinates, and then there's basically the way she's acting, like, man, it's like, are you really sister from the Zero? Because you kind of sound like a bad guy. And she says, I'll take all 3 you on. And then the sister does something completely unexpected. She strips down to her underwear. By the way, he does call out this later on when something else happens with this. So, and they began their fight. Meanwhile, Rebecca's running with the girls, and he notices one of the girls was missing. He's like, okay, I'll go look for her, no problem. They make a slight change here with, basically in the manga, the tail of her cat costume actually moves. In the anime, it doesn't. And she finds Capo's hat. Basically, in the anime, it's like 1 star on the hat she was wearing, and in the manga, it's like multiple stars. And then she turns and goes to the room where the hat is, and it's the room with the women turned into furniture. Yeah, I'm sure anybody who read the manga probably realizes, though, yeah, Elytia, man, this guy is a creep. And the guy is also a pervert, because all these women are completely naked. The only thing that's covering them is this thing that makes them statues. Yeah, I'll make Capo statue, I'll make this little girl statue, make you my toy, which means you can't fight back at all. And she kneels down, and then all of a sudden, like, he's about to do something to her, and all of a sudden one of his subordinates goes, hey boss, like, master, the chiropractor is coming. He's like, what's that? The thing is like, oh crap, time to go. He's like, what about my collection? You start doing it. Like, okay, fine. And then notices the girls are missing. And of course his gun is missing too, apparently. And then of course he shoots them. And meanwhile, though, in the church, we have Weiss and Homura, I think it's pronounced her name. Looks like they're about to do more something here. And then when that affects the ether thing, they go down to the basement, and what do they find? A robot. Basically, this is the real Sister Ivry. And, of course, Weiss has asked him if he uses gear to react to basically free her. He's like, yeah, this is no problem. And it turns out, yep, she's her. And then you see her face. Like, if you watch Saga Team, you can tell, though, this woman has got the same exact face as Tanya from Saga 3. Heck, she even acts like her, too. She even does that creepy smile that Tanya does in the series. Because if you watch Saga 3, you realize, though, yeah, this woman is a lot like Tanya. If she was I would say about 20 years older. I would say. And then of course, then she confronts the other sister. Of course, the other sister is shocked to see her. And, of course, apparently that device she was in was stealing her power. And apparently this woman, this sister, stole her ID and her power. And like, oh, I was taking it back, I'm sorry. And then she's like, and then she kicks her, like, you think I give a damn? Yep. And then she's like, oh, punch this thing. And then Tola stops, like, wait, leave her behind. Let's go. And, of course, Elytia basically escapes. Yeah, there's some part of that. And, yeah. And then she's like, okay, before I have one more mission. And then she strips down to her underwear, just like their sister does. And, of course, Shiki now says, why'd you strip for? And then, of course, Ree says, have you seen those nun videos? I thought that was hilarious. the fact that they kept that line there, which is so hilarious. Now, when the whole thing mentioned the sister being a bad guy in the manga, he said, "Never mind, you're a bad guy," and it's a bit different wording, but it's still the same scene. And then, of course, she just does what she does, just basically just activates some power source, and somehow that turns the girl statues back into regular girls. Of course, they're all completely naked. And of course, apparently off screen, because they see the girls later on, where the other girls are outside waiting for Rebecca. And Rebecca apparently took the time to get these girls a bunch of towels to put on to cover themselves up, which is pretty smart of her to do. And of course, these rest of the girls with Pino. And of course, the witch herself notices that the thing is in close command, so they have to land the ship on the planet in artillery bunny, which, given the size of the ship, it could probably hold all these girls no problem. And of course, basically, sister basically is told by a witch about what's going on. And of course, after she basically deals with it, and of course, she just puts her outfit back on, and then they all rush out, and then we have the space and just walk up to the fake sister. It says, "You lied to me." And then he proceeds to smash her head in with his foot. She's a robot, so it's perfectly fine. If it's a human, it'd be gory. But this is a robot. But I would not be surprised if somehow that somebody must have retrieved the sister's body because, well, according to the witch, anything was not born on this planet 50 years prior would turn to cosmic dust. And, of course, the sister basically is like blushing at the fact that, well, of course, she basically sees Shiki as the new Demon King. She says, "Oh, I love Great Demon King." He says, "Just come with Shiki." And of course, she blushes at it. Yes, the robots blush in this series, which is quite interesting. I've never heard of a series where robots blush, which she's not the only robot who does it. I know Pino does it too. I think Happy does it, but yeah, which is the only one I've seen so far. The only robot I've seen not do it just yet. But it's great. And of course, they all run away, and that's the episode ends. I gotta say, this is a fantastic episode. Love it. If you think there's any changes, mostly some minor word changes here and there, mostly, but it keeps a lot of stuff from the manga, and do appreciate it, of course. Yep, so yeah, that's a particular review. Next one, I'm going to do, I have videos to do, say, 2 Comic Corners, review for Black Clover, and then it's going to be Commands with Dispatch. Basically, that one I'm covering 2 episodes today instead of 1. Also, these episodes for My Hero Academia, Boruto, One Piece, and that's it for today, okay? See you next video. Bye.